Hello everyone and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VII. We are at part 26. In the last part we did the Chocobo breeding side quest, and in this part we're actually going to continue the main story by going to this town that we haven't actually visited yet because we haven't been able to visit it until we get the airship, which is Mideel, which is a town to the southeast of the map. And as you can see here, everyone's kind of going crazy in the stores and stuff, stocking up for the end of the world. If you talk to all the NPCs in all the towns now, everyone's kind of preparing themselves for the idea that, well, they're gonna die soon because Meteor's coming. But there is a good reason we are coming to this town, as you'll see here in just a moment. But first I'm going to the shops to buy some new stuff for everyone. Specifically, there are new weapons here that are very good weapons, so I'm going to buy those for everyone. They're expensive as hell though, so I actually fast forward through this because I sell a bunch of shit. Just to be able to afford everything. Because I haven't, like I said, I haven't grinded as much here that I usually do, just to, you know, save time, save file space and stuff. So I'm actually kind of hurting up for money more than I usually am. Still not that bad. I'm still able to buy everything that I want, but usually I have tons of money to spare. So actually later in this part I'll sell some of my materia that I've like leveled up quite a bit, that I don't really use anymore, just to get some more money, because we're doing something later in this part that's going to require quite a bit of money to get through. But anyways, here Tifa overhears people talking about how somebody washed up through the live stream here about a week ago, and that he has a pointy head and was carrying a big sword. So I wonder who that is. So this is where Cloud is, clearly. This is why we're here. This is where Cloud is. So let's go see him. Great. We found Cloud. Maybe we can actually get some answers as to what's going on. Why Tifa remembers the fact that he was him, even though he was created 5 years ago, all of that stuff. And also maybe why, something I forgot to mention is, if you remember, Nibelheim was burned down, but it's still intact the last time we went, so why is that the case? What's going on there? So there's still plenty of unanswered questions here. Maybe Sephiroth helped clarify a few things for us at the Northern Crater, but still, some stuff still doesn't make perfect sense. So maybe if we could talk to Cloud a bit more, kind of peek into his memories a bit more, we could get some more answers. But as you can see here, Cloud isn't doing too well. This is what I like to call wheelchair Cloud, because I don't know, something about this stupid character model in a wheelchair just makes me laugh. But it's actually pretty sad. Cloud, when he fell into the live stream after the Northern Crater incident, he basically got exposed to all the live stream's power and knowledge, and it just fucked up his mind. Like he can't really think straight anymore. He can't. The doctor describes it. He has no idea where he is or who he is anymore. He's just completely lost it. Kind of like he's just in another world or something. It's bad. So Tifa, of course, this is almost a worse outcome than death for her, because now Cloud is alive, but she'll never actually get the answers, even though they're still within him, as opposed to if she found out Cloud is dead, you know. It would still be awful, but at least she could live with the idea of, like, well, nobody knows then, for sure. But this is awful. Like, I mean, what's gonna happen? What can we do? Do we just have to wait for Cloud to get better? Even then, what good's that gonna do? You know? Yeah, exactly. What do you want me to do? Like, Meteor's coming. Like, what can we do? What? Seriously. So yeah, Tifa still firmly believes that Cloud is really Cloud. Like, this is really a real person, not a Sephiroth clone. But that still wouldn't explain all the things. Like, why does he have all these holes in his memory? Why does Sephiroth say he's a clone? What's going on here? Clearly, Sephiroth didn't clear up everything. But yeah, Cloud has a really bad case of Mako poisoning. He can't think straight. It's a bad time. And now he's just kind of in a catatonic state. He's lost it completely. His mind is just gone. So all we can really do at this point is hope for Cloud to get better. And then maybe we can go from there, but who knows how long that would take, and Meteor's coming down soon, so we don't really have time for that. Yeah, well, and now we're gonna get even more kind of bad news. Tifa is gonna stay here with Cloud. She doesn't feel like she can fight while she feels like this. Of course, her and Cloud are childhood friends. They're very close. Maybe a little more than that. I don't know. Maybe. But she just wants to stay here with him. She doesn't want to fight. So now, not only are we down Cloud, we're also down Tifa as party members. So, well, that's kind of sad, but oh well. Barrett doesn't really fight it. He's just like, yeah, that's probably what's best for you two. We'll figure something out. Yeah, Barrett's actually been pretty cool about this. I think he has a great respect for Tifa, and Cloud has grown on him a lot too, as it's shown. They hated each other at the beginning, but their relationship has grown. I think they both definitely like each other now. But yeah. And then Barrett's just checking, because Barrett's unsure of Cloud, so he's just checking. He's like, are you sure that this is your childhood friend and not just memories have been implanted in you and stuff? But yeah. Well, anyways, we're going back to the airship, and we're going to try to figure something out. Yeah, what can we do? That's a very good question, Barrett. What can we do? Yeah. And oh, Kate Sith's got some news, and Barrett's still kind of mad at Kate Sith for being a Shinra spy because, Barrett hates the Shinra so much. But then Kate Sith is like, hey, I've got some info from the Shinra executives. You want to hear what's going on? You want to hear what they're doing? Because they seem to have a plan that can maybe stop Meteor. Oh, okay. Let's see what this is. So, their plan to stop Meteor is to basically harness these things called huge materia, which there are not a lot of, that have over 330 times the strength of a normal materia, and they're going to use that power to use the power of the huge materia to ram a rocket into Meteor, and hopefully the power of the huge materia will overpower Meteor, causing Meteor to explode into bits and saving the world. So that's their plan. But of course, if we can get the huge materia first, we can do that ourselves, and we don't have to mess with we don't have to deal with the fucking Shinra now. So this is actually a part of the game. This is an interesting part of the game because this is very non-linear. Like, we have two options now. So one of the huge materia is in North Corel, and the other is in Fort Condor, which is an area we could have gone to many times before this, but we're just going to now. Yeah, Meteor. You can actually choose which one of these two you go to first. It's completely up to you. I do it in the order that they recommend. But also, something interesting is you can actually fail. Like, you're going to get a certain set of tasks for like each area to get the huge materia. You can actually fail, and the story will progress. It's not a game over. You just miss out on certain items and materia that honestly you want to get, so don't fail the games. But yeah, you just kind of miss out on stuff. As you'll see, it's very good stuff, and you want it. But yeah, but now Barrett, realizing that he's not really cut out to be a leader, he's appointing Sid to be the leader. And Sid's just like, no, that's stupid. He was asleep the whole time Barrett was talking. But Sid reluctantly agrees to be the leader of the group, just for the time being. So that's great. But you know, we've seen some character growth with Barrett. He's kind of realizing who he is more, and realizing that he's probably not cut out to be a leader. Once again, identity playing into the game story. Maybe, perhaps. Oh, it gets better. But anyways, Sid is now the party leader now that Tifa has left the party. So this is the part of the game, if you remember, where I said I was going to show off Sid, because Sid is required to play as it during this part of the game. So this is the part, when I got Sid, I didn't play as him, because I knew there would be this part to show off what Sid is all about, and then we will have seen at least some gameplay of every party member in action. Here I am just adjusting materia, all that stuff, getting everybody equipped and stuff. And you might be wondering, I start using Quadra Magic and Mine in this part, but I will not be showing off Knights of the Round until next part. But oh, that's a doozy of a summon, let me tell you. But also, I don't use HP MP, because it's just, you have plenty of MP anyway, so I don't really see the point personally. But yeah, that's just me. But yeah, you're gonna see, we got all those material way earlier than we were supposed to. Like I said, you aren't really supposed to get, specifically Knights of the Round, until like Disc 3 is when you're supposed to be able to complete the side quest. I just did some RNG manipulation to complete it early, so that's nice. But yeah. So, in Knights of the Round, like I said, try not to spam it too much. I'll show it off in next part, but other than that, I'm not going to really be using it that much, because it's essentially just the win button, and I actually want to show off the game instead of just seeing the Knights of the Round summon animation over and over again. So yeah, that's just, yeah, that's my mentality. I'll be using it sometimes, but I'm going to try not to spam it. Especially since the summon animation is literally a fucking minute and a half long. So that's Fort Condor, but we are actually going to North Corel first. So that's a great time. And we will also we will also be getting Barrett's ultimate limit break this part. We will not be able to use it yet because he still hasn't gotten his second level 3, but we will be getting the limit break that we can teach Barrett once he has all his other limit breaks learned. It's actually one of the easiest ones to get, so it might be the easiest one to get, actually. And it's a really good ultimate limit break too, so yes, good, get it. But yeah, so I'm just kinda, I realize, oh wait, we need to go to the Mako reactor in North Corel. So what I'm doing here is I am going to walk out and then fly over to the entrance, to this cave entrance that'll get us up the side of the mountain, which will get us to the reactor much faster. So yeah, I don't know what, I think I just cut out something there. I think I was doing some menuing or something. But yeah, we're going to land here. This will get us to it much faster, and I'm going to cut out the walking, just cut straight to the reactor. Beautiful, there we go. Just to keep this moving along, you just have to walk along the trail and you'll get to it. But then we walk up to these guys. These are Shinra troops. They're like, they recognize us. They're like, oh shit, it's these guys again. So they're going to fight us. Of course, they don't really stand much of a chance. And even if I was having trouble, I could always just pull out Knights of the Round, couldn't I? But yeah, you know, not too much trouble at all. Sid likes using spears and javelins for his melee attacks, and his limit breaks are actually really good. Sid is one of my go-to party members in this game too, if I'm not using Barrett, Yuffie, or Tifa. Those are my other three that I usually use in this game. Of course, there's Cloud too, but he's a given. You have to use Cloud for the majority of the game. I mean, we've been using him all the way up to this point. But yeah, so typically when I'm playing this game, my party members will either be Barret, Tifa, Sid, or Yuffie. I've used Red 13 some too, and Red 13's fun, but those are just my go-to. But now they've taken off with the huge materia on that train, so we're going to get in the next train and follow after them. I'm Sid, that's just who the hell I am now, let me handle this. I love Sid. But yeah, we are going to follow them on the next train, and we're gonna hijack this train, follow them, try to catch up to them, get on the train, and get that huge materia before they get it out of here. And we have, I don't know how, we have a 10-minute time limit to do this. So this is a very inaccurate way to describe how to get a train to move, but oh well, it's a fantasy game, I guess. But yeah, you just gotta do it rhythmically like this, and we have 10 minutes to get up to the front of the train. So first things first, we gotta rhythmically back and forth, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, until we get up to the front, and then we're gonna hop on the train and get into a series of battles that you just have to beat as quick as possible. I could have shown off Knights of the Round, but considering that wastes a minute and a half on enemies that I could kill in far less time, I don't bother. Yeah, here we are, and then we're going to jump over to the other train as soon as they mesh into Sid. Just give them a second. And then we're going to get into a battle on each cart. Nothing too bad here, nothing too crazy. These enemies we fought all the way back in, I think it was part, I don't know, was it 12? I think it was part 12, when we did the grinding fest. Was that part 12? I think that was part 12. Excuse me, but yeah. So these guys, of course, if we could beat them when we were level 20, we could probably beat them when we're level 45, can't we? Or almost level 45 anyway. Yeah, so they're nothing too bad. They like to inflict sadness, which is annoying, but I have plenty of hypers for that, so that's no big deal. But yeah, so another battle. It's two of these guys now. Oh no, whatever will we do? Aqualung. And then I'm gonna mime it, even though Yuffie's been silent. So mime, like I said, it will copy whatever the last action is at no MP cost at all. So whatever the last action is, so Aqualung was the last action, so she'll use Aqualung at no MP cost, but since she's silenced, it doesn't work. But oh well, you get the idea of what mime is. So yeah, mime is a really, really good materia to have, because it basically means if you know how to like take turns properly, the character with mime can basically know any ability any of the other characters have that they don't. So that's really cool. And then Quadra Magic is pretty self-explanatory why that's awesome. You get to cast the same spell 4 times, and I currently have it linked with my strongest spell, which is Comet. So I'll be showing that off later. That's really good. Very good materia. Like that one a lot. Or if you want to link it to Cure or something, you can get 4 heals in 1 turn. So that's really nice. The only issue with that is you couldn't link it to all, so you know. But still. So yeah, I'm going to show off Quadra Magic with Comet here. So check this out. It costs us, it's not using MP 4 times. It's only using MP for the 1 cast, but then it'll cast it an extra 3 more times at no additional cost. So you're doing 4 times the damage that you normally would for a spell at no extra MP cost. So I think you can see why that's really good. And that took away like almost all of its HP. You can only use it once per battle until you level up the Quadra Magic materia, but still really good materia to have, especially with strong spells like Comet and a spell that we will actually be getting here in a few minutes. So yeah, very good. There's Trine, and this thing should be almost dead. There we go. And this guy gives like 10,000 experience or something. Enemies that look like that throughout Final Fantasy always give a ton of experience. Like I think, I don't know what they're called. In Final Fantasy 15 though, there's some of the demons that spawn at night, and they're really strong and they give you a shit ton of experience if you can beat them. And of course in Final Fantasy 15, the key to beating everything is to just mash the A button and then spam potions when you get hurt enough. That game, I like that game, by the way. That is a pretty clear flaw with it, with the battle system. This guy, he's made of metal. I'm casting Bolt 3 on him. He's doing a fuck ton of damage. Look at that, 6,544 damage. Ouch. And he should be almost dead. He's also stopped because Sid has time added effect on him. And, yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We're doing great. So then we get back all the way up to the front. Then all that's left is to fight the person driving the train, which is just a Shinra troop. And then we have control of the train with the huge materia. So that's great. But yeah. It's one Shinra troop, and I'm going to just use this opportunity to show off one of Sid's limit breaks here. Sid is essentially, his limit breaks kind of make him the Dragoon of the group. If you played other Final Fantasies, you know the Dragoon likes to jump up in the air and come crashing down at enemies. It's like that. His limit breaks are good though. I like his limit breaks. A lot of them are multi-hit limit breaks, so that's really good. But okay, so now we got control of the train, so now we just need to figure out how to stop it so we can get the huge materia and get out of here. So he's trying to, all we have to do is move the levers simultaneously to get the train to stop, hopefully slow down. Here I am fumbling with the controls, trying to figure out what to do. It takes me a second. And, oh, that was the wrong way. It's speeding up. Oh no. Let's try it again. Oh, this is speeding up more. That's really not good. Get serious, you old man. Oh no. Okay, yep, stop it. And thankfully, the train stops. Trains cannot stop that fast, by the way. I've heard trains, especially that big, can sometimes take upwards of like a mile to fully stop after you hit the brakes. But, oh well. It stops right before it hits North Corel, and we got the huge materia, so that's great. And for succeeding in that, we will not only get the huge materia, but we'll also get another materia that they're about to give us. And you want this one for sure. You absolutely want this materia. You want all of them, but this one in particular, you really want. Because as you'll see here, let's see, they're thanking Barrett because now Barrett's fighting against the Shinra. They think this town hated Barrett for what they did, him and the Shinra did to him. And now they've finally kind of forgiven him for what he's done because he just helped save their town. And as a thanks, we got the Ultima Materia. So for succeeding in that little mini game there, we get the Ultima Materia, which can cast the spell Ultima. You have to level it up once to be able to cast Ultima, but if you know, if you know about Ultima in Final Fantasy, that's the ultimate spell. So yeah, it's great. It's a great spell. It does a good amount of damage, and I'm pairing it with Quadra Magic, so whenever it does level up, we will be set and we will be able to use it. And if you go into this house and talk to that person, they will give you a memento from their long gone partner, which is Catastrophe, which is Barrett's level 4 limit break, his ultimate limit break. So we got we got a few of the level 4 limit breaks now. I think we have Red 13's, and then we also have Barrett's, and I think we might have another one. I can't remember. But anyways, I sold some materia there to get some money, and now we are going to Fort Condor, which is where the next huge materia is, and I will actually be speeding through most of the Fort Condor thing for reasons that I will get into when it's happening. This is a mini game. This is probably my least favorite mini game in the entire game. I just don't think it's all that interesting. I'm also going back to pick up the Chocobo because I realized we left the Chocobo near Medeal and we got to pick up Doug. I mean, like, come on. Hey there, Doug. Okay, get back in the airship. But yeah, so we're flying to Fort Condor, and the minigame that's about to ensue here is my least favorite in the entire game, and it's for a very simple reason that I will get into once this minigame starts. And this is a minigame you can do a lot. You can do it all the way through Disc 1, because this is a place, if you notice its location, we could have gone here very early on in the game, and you can get a bunch of cool items and stuff, but I don't bother because you have to play the stupid minigame. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, so we gotta go in, we're gonna talk to this guy, and there we've realized that these guys are fighting the Shinra for some reason, so we're gonna help them out here. We're gonna help them with their battles, so I'm gonna climb up this, beautiful, good, great. But yeah, like I said, the minigames in this game are kinda hit and miss. Like, some of them are better than others. The motorcycle one is the best one. I love the slap fight in Yunnan with Tifa and what's her face? Why am I forgetting her name? You know, Scarlet. And here I am. I for some reason remember there being like a ribbon here, but apparently there's not. I might be thinking of somewhere else. But I kind of look around a bit and I'm like, wait, isn't there a ribbon in this area somewhere? But there's not. Anyways, we're gonna come back out and talk to this guy here, see what he has to say. So, what's happening here is the Shinra's coming to get the huge materia from the reactor on the top of Fort Condor. And they don't want that because they don't want them to interfere with the condor that has nested itself. It's this giant bird that has nested itself on top of Fort Condor. So they have actually been fighting Shinra for years now, and they do it because they do it by hiring soldiers for them, since they don't have enough people to fight. So they hire soldiers to fight for them. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to help fund the battle this time by hiring soldiers to help come fight. So that's why I needed the money. So that's why I sold some materia that I'm not really using anymore. But yeah, we have plenty of money to handle this now though, so we're okay. And I am just checking these shops. These shops have been here since Disc 1, so there's nothing really all that crazy here. But yeah, so now we are going to climb up that ladder to the left over there and start this battle. So what this minigame is it is a more tactical kind of RPG thing. It's more like a real-time strategy thing, actually. It's not a tactical RPG because it's not turn-based. It's more like real-time strategy. The main issue I have with it, and the reason I hate it, is because it's just the simple reason that it's slow. It takes way too long. This minigame that should take maybe 5 minutes at the most takes over twice that time for me. And I do it, even in it takes that short amount of time because I do it just by spamming. You'll see here, my strategy is just spamming the basic fighter. So I'll just place a bunch of the basic fighter enemies everywhere, and that's how I win. I just spam those guys everywhere. I put a bunch of them down. They're cheap. I have plenty of gil for it, so just put a bunch of them down, and that's how you win. You just put a bunch of them down. Anytime one dies, replace it with another, and then it goes on for like 15 minutes. And that's the thing. That's all you do. It's really boring, and that's how you win. If it was challenging, or if it moved faster, I think this minigame could actually be pretty fun, because real-time strategy games can be really fun. This is just not an example of one that's done well, because it's just a minigame. Like, they can't flesh out all these minigames a ton. But yeah, anyways, I'm speeding through this. Like I said, this is like 20, 30 times speed or something. This thing took me 15 minutes to get through. It's irritating as all hell. Thank God for the speed up feature, and this is on high speed too. If you notice, the speed is set to high here. Thank God for the speed up feature in the re-releases, right? But yeah, it's annoying as fuck, and it's not hard in the slightest. Like, I don't think I've ever lost this game, even when I didn't know what I was doing, because all you have to do is fucking spam like that. Beautiful, done. Just spam the basic fighter and you win. Just go in with like about 15,000 gil or so, spam the basic fighter, you win. That's it. And if you win, of course you'll get not only the huge materia, but you'll also get the a special materia here for doing the minigame. But first we have this little FMV. What the fuck? I don't know why that looks really funny to me. Anyways, so the eggs hatched, and now we are going to get a summon materia, a really good summon materia. It's fire based, it's Phoenix. And Phoenix, what Phoenix does is it casts fire elemental damage on the enemy and will also revive any fallen party members with full health. So yeah, it's really good. A strategy that a lot of people do, at some point you will get a final attack materia, which basically means when you die, it'll cast something, it'll cast one last spell, whatever spell it's linked to, before you die. So a strategy, if you want like virtually no chance of losing, is final attack linked with Phoenix, because then it'll just revive you with full health every time you die. You can only do it 5 times though, or you can link it with final attack plus revive, so it'll cast life on you every time you die. That only works 5 times though, but if you can't beat somebody with 5 lives essentially, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, we have the huge materia here now. This guy was actually keeping it. It was not even in the reactor in the first place, but they needed to ward the Shinra off anyway, so he thanks us for our help. But yeah, so now that we've taken care of some of that stuff, Sid suggests going back and seeing Cloud to see how Cloud and Tifa are doing. So that's what we're gonna do. Here I am just double checking to make sure that that I'm not missing out on a treasure chest or something, but no, I don't think it's here. Oh well. But anyways, buckle up for next part, because next part is going to be exclusively main story stuff. Like no mini games, no side stuff. We're gonna get a ton of story in the next part, so just be ready for that. It's gonna be a doozy of a part where we're gonna finally be getting some answers to some of these questions that we've had since nearly the beginning of the game, and some clarification on what Sephiroth said at the Northern Crater in part 23. So yeah, finally, this is great. But of course we will be taking care of all of that stuff in the next part, because that's it for this part. So yeah, I don't know what Sid's doing. Get off the chocobo. But yeah, anyways, like I said, stay tuned for next part. It's going to be a pretty big main story part, exclusively main story actually. There is going to be pretty much no encounters except a boss fight near the beginning of the part, so look forward to that. I'm just getting Sid unequipped here because, minor spoilers, he's going to be getting out of the party. But yeah, anyways, look forward to next part. It's gonna be a great time. Yeah, so thank you guys for watching this part, and I will see you guys next time for more Final Fantasy VII.